Hello and welcome to NanLovesFood. I am Ann here today with a 6-ish month review of the Tovala. Now this is not a sponsored video, but I wanted to give you an update. The Tovala video that I did earlier on my channel, which we will link below, was one of my most popular videos so far on this channel. So I just wanted to give you an update and let you know kind of where I'm at, what I think. Is this something we still use? And is it something I would recommend that you have for your kitchen? If you're new here, I am all about the easy, delicious, healthy-ish weeknight meals. If that is your jam, go ahead and hit that subscribe button below. We'd love to have you as part of our YouTube family. So when I purchased the Tovala, there were a couple of things that really appealed to me. I actually found out about it through a video here on YouTube. And the idea that you could perfectly cook things like salmon and chicken every single time was huge for me. At that time, like they do now, Tovala had a promotion where if you purchased a certain number of their meal kits, then you got a pretty serious discount on the oven itself. So I was very interested in the oven, and I was also very interested in the meal kits because at that time we were in the process of moving, and not only did we move from one place, but we moved from a condo that we owned, we sold it, moved into an apartment while they built our house, and then moved again into the house that we're in now, which we built. So we were in process of moving and all of that madness, which meant my kitchen was gonna be destroyed for a good period of time through that process. And I thought, hey, meal kits, if I can just shove them in the Tovala and dinner is done, that much better for it, right? Because we were doing real life along with all of this moving. Plus there was a pandemic, you know, just a little bit going on. And so the ease of having dinner like that really, really appealed to me. So I will go ahead and show you, if you want to see what I thought of the meal plan specifically, that was in the previous video, so I will go ahead and link that below. Short answer is, it's pretty good. The sauces are excellent. It's generally a protein like a chicken breast or a piece of salmon. They've started doing steaks, which I'm a little skeptical of, but I haven't tried them myself, so I can't say. And usually a side dish. So for us, normally we do a veggie, a starch, and a protein as a full meal. That is not how these come. It is a protein and a side. So sometimes that's a mac and cheese or sometimes that's a broccoli sort of situation. The food is very good. It's a little pricey, especially for a relatively small chicken breast and, you know, a handful of broccoli. So I think it's good food. I think if you're looking to limit your calorie intake, it could be a really good tool for that, especially if it's just you. I can see as a single person, this could be an absolute blessing and game changer. So I'm gonna take you inside the app so you can see what I look at when I use my Tovala. Okay, you will see that I have not resumed my meal plan. I did go ahead and cancel that. We've been doing some Home Chef things and other meal kits, so that hasn't been a priority for us to use these meal kits specifically, but I do use the Tovala all the time. So generally I'll go to this recipes portion of the app and we can see that there are different categories of food or different types of food. So you can just scroll through and see, you know, what are the new things that they've just added. So they just added a cinnamon applesauce recipe. Yum. Like, and who would have thought of a toaster oven for cinnamon applesauce? I wouldn't have, but it's really neat. All you have to do is click on that. It takes 13 minutes of prep time, 52 minutes of cook time, which you can see there. And it gives you all of the ingredients. So apples, lemon juice, water, cinnamon, and then step-by-step instructions. And once you've done all 3 steps, you hit the button that says cook it and just go from there. So this is very, very user-friendly. If you are not a cook or you don't wanna use any of your emotional bandwidth to cook, like on weeknights, which is often how I feel, this is a great way to just make life simple. So proteins are one of the things that we use it for often. We do chicken in there all the time, chicken thighs, chicken breasts, or sausages. It's great for just like popping a couple of sausages in there if you just want an easy protein. So the other night for dinner, we made chicken breasts using this exact recipe. They turned out great. And one of the awesome things about the Tovala is it's not just using a bake function. It actually alternates between baking and steaming and broiling so that you can have the perfect doneness on your proteins or on your dish at any time. So if you come up here and hit these 3 bars and hit that duplicate thing, I have a Gen 2 oven, so I have to hit convert every time I do this, but you can see exactly what the recipe is. So the chefs at Tovala have programmed these to perfectly cook the thing that you are cooking. So you can see that this is a combination of steaming, baking, and broiling to get the perfect chicken breast. And that's one of those things that allows your chicken to be very moist, as opposed to sometimes when you pan fry or oven bake, because it's not using a steam function, it doesn't always end up as moist. So I really like that, and obviously being able to hit that cook button on a weeknight, I don't have to think. I can put it in there and walk away, and I love it. It's great, works beautifully. The other thing we do all the time is veggies. So you can see roasted carrots, baked potatoes. Baked potatoes are awesome in there, works out great. Some of these I have not tried yet and I really want to, like this roasted delicata squash with pomegranate and goat cheese. Yum. How delicious does that sound? Also, I love a roasted or a grilled Caesar salad. If you haven't tried that, it's a game changer. It's like a totally different experience than your average Caesar salad. So here's the roasted broccoli recipe. And you can see, you know, you just cut up your broccoli. We actually use frozen broccoli all the time using this recipe, and it works out fine. You might need a few extra minutes, but just touch it and see. You can also broil it a little bit more at the end. And that's what's great about this duplicate option, is that you can actually customize. So if I want to add a step, let's say I want to steam it again at the very end for 4 minutes at 400 degrees or 375 or 5 minutes, whatever you want to do, I can add that step to the cook cycle and customize it based on what I'm doing. So I might, the next time I make broccoli that's frozen, just up the steam time at the beginning so I can customize this too. And say, you know what, let's do 5 minutes of steam at the beginning, just so that I can get it to my doneness. A lot of things, especially veggies, people have very strong preferences about what they like and what they don't like in their vegetables. Like, the right way to cook a green bean is so variable. Some people like them like all but raw, right? Just barely lightly steamed. And some people like the tar cooked out of their green beans, right? Like that canned, mushy green bean flavor. I love all the green beans, but if you have a strong preference, you can use this app, and there is a green bean recipe in the app to get them exactly the way you want them. So I love that it's customizable. I love that I get the same result every time, and I love that there's no thinking involved. I just get to push the button and walk away. So you might think, well, she loves this thing, it's perfect, it's wonderful. There are a couple of drawbacks with the Tovala that, you know, like any kitchen appliance, it's not perfect. You know, it doesn't do my dishes for me, which they still need to work on that. But other than that, the two things that kind of drive me nuts about the Tovala is that I purchased the Tovala with the understanding that the scan function on the Tovala, I'll just take you over here. So there's a scan button on the Tovala, and when you push it, the light shines down and you can see there's a red blinking light that can scan barcodes. And in their marketing for the Tovala, they specifically said that a lot of Trader Joe's foods scan. And I was like, yes, that is awesome. I love Trader Joe's, and to be able to just beat my lunch, throw it in there and walk away sounded awesome. However, in real life, a lot of this stuff doesn't scan. And absolutely you can customize, you can put it in your phone, you can make it so that it will, but that was not what I thought I purchased. I thought I purchased something with thousands of barcodes that worked. And so like the majority of the things in the grocery store would scan. And they specifically said like Amy's meals, which we eat a lot of, or I do for lunches specifically, the Trader Joe's stuff, that would all scan. And it doesn't, at least a large percentage of the things that I personally have tried to scan don't. And that's really disappointing. So that's the first thing that drives me crazy, because that was one of the big things that I was looking forward to in purchasing this oven. The other thing that was a little disappointing for me was the meal kits themselves. They're fine, there's nothing wrong with them. The food is decent, it's tasty, but it's pretty expensive for not that much food. And we're big eaters around here. Not having what I consider to be a meal, a full meal for both of us at $11.99 per person, that $24, and I still have to add my own side salad or something, and all you gave me was a protein and some mac and cheese, like a chicken breast and some mac and cheese. It doesn't feel like very good value. It's fine, it's good. If you're single, I can totally see it. It makes a lot of sense to me, but I do wish that there were a little larger quantity of food because we only generally eat about 2 meals a day, we don't do like breakfast and we don't snack a lot in between meals, it's the calorie level for each meal is pretty low. So I'm looking at the app right now and looking at a rosemary rubbed pork chop with carrots. It's 470 calories for a serving. So for me, for my big meal of the day, for my dinner, generally I'm looking to consume more than 470 calories in a meal. So I know some people think that they're large portions. I'm in the Tovala Facebook group, and some people think that the portions are very generous. I personally think they're a little small for what we would normally consume for especially our evening meal, which is our larger meal of the day. So overall, I do really like the Tovala. I would recommend it, certainly not if you have a large family, but if you are single or have a household under like 4 people, I could easily fit 4 chicken breasts in there. Any more than that, and it's probably not gonna cook as optimally as you would prefer. Most weeknights that I cook, I am actually using the Tovala. I'm using it for veggies, I'm using it for sides, I'm using it for proteins, or I'm just using that reheat function to heat up leftovers. The reheat button automatically goes to 10 minutes, and I have to say, I really like how the food turns out as opposed to the microwave. In my opinion, the microwave is not the most optimal way to reheat food. If you can use something like a Tovala, or you know I love my Hot Logic. If you haven't seen my videos on the Hot Logic, I love that for reheating food as well, but it does take generally a couple of hours as opposed to 10 minutes. So overall, if you want your food reheated relatively quickly, the Tovala is the thing that I turn to. So it does still have a space on my countertop. It is a permanent resident here on the countertop, which is very valuable real estate in my kitchen, as I'm sure it is in yours. We do use it as the toaster, among other things. So it's earned its place. It's there for the long haul. We really do love having it. And if you're interested in getting your own, I do have a referral link down below. I'll link that for you. As I said, this is not a sponsored video, but I really have found this to be a useful kitchen appliance for me at home. So if you did find this video valuable, please go ahead and give it a thumbs up. It really does help out my channel. Thanks so much for watching today. I'll see you in the next one. Bye.